So we all here in this room because we face some challenges. Some of us challenges we face is how can we find a job? Uh, if we make a game, can we find somebody to help us make that game? Or you just want to have a contract done in your game. You're thinking maybe a character or a script. How can I get it done? Do I go online? Where do I find people that can do that? But if you have a studio, maybe you're successful already, but you want to keep going. You want to find new projects. How you do that? And how do you make sure you hire the right person? Those are questions that we're going to talk about today. That's why we're going to talk about a tool called Connect, a solution for this, but not just about software, giving you best advice from...
I'm Natalie Moulet, head of recruiting for all of APAC, and Carl will focus on talking about Connect, and then I will follow up with recruiting best practices of how to find a job and also how to find good talent.
Okay. So during this presentation, I want to make it very clear that we're talking about creators. Okay. The talent pool of creators. What that means is artists, programmers, designers, audio engineers, everybody who contributes to a game. Historically, yes, I'm a dinosaur. I'm a long time with Unity. Historically, we always focused on programmers. That's also my background, technical artist, where we focus on the programming. But with Unity, we're really embracing the artist drive, and that's why we're going to talk about everybody in there. Okay, maybe I take it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, when you make a game, but before we continue, before we do that, raise your hand who's a programmer here. Okay. Who's an artist? Okay. Who's a recruiter? Okay. Who's looking for a job? Okay. Some people are looking for a job. Who currently works at the game studio? Raise your hand. Okay. So 2 people have a job and the rest is looking. Okay. But sometimes you have an idea. Okay. And you want to really realize it. And you're going to make a game and you want to make an awesome game. You're excited about it. Trust me. Myself, how many times I started a project, but then I hit a wall. Okay. Why is that? Because I couldn't always finish the programming, or I didn't know how to model, or I didn't know how to optimize it. That's why we're introducing Unity Connect. It's the first talent pool of all people with the skill set to help make your game. So it's a full spectrum of creators that are in that pool. So how does it work? It's really simple. You could be an artist, but you're looking for a programmer because you want some scripts done. Maybe you want to have a script, a trigger script to open doors in the game. That helps you to generate money. But maybe you could be a programmer looking for some concept art. Myself, how many times I hired a concept artist, but I always had a problem because I don't know what it's going to look like. Is that concept artist really reliable? How do I do that? And it takes a long time to find somebody that you know or through a friend know, and it takes a lot of work. Maybe you're the lead on a game at a game studio, and you quickly want to find a translator to translate some part of your games. I can tell you it's not always easy because I've done it. I've made games for the Chinese market, and then we translated, and then we later on we found out, yeah, right, it was not done correctly. Maybe you're a storyteller. You don't even work really with Unity, but you want to find somebody who can build VR experiences. Not easy to find nowadays. We want to help you to leverage your strengths. It's a landing page where you can actually put up your artwork, but also put up your resume and tell your strengths what you have. And that will help you to generate revenue because people can find you super easily. It will help you build your reputation. Maybe you already are an established studio, but you're not known in maybe another region. You could be known in Korea, but nobody knows you in North America. Why would you not land a job there? Why would you not like to have extra contents coming in from there? Now the beauty of all this, that is all provided for free by Unity. You can do free portfolio building, free job seeking. But finding unicorns, and that's very interesting. I think Natalie can talk a lot about that. Finding the strength, the best people out there. Okay? Because it's super hard to find somebody who's outstanding, but there you can find it. You're going to see a network and their connections. If somebody is really strong and have a long history, they will be connected. Okay, I'm going to give you a nice example of all this. This is a real example. Mark is actually an artist, but he doesn't program. Well, a little bit. Everybody can copy-paste script. But Mark wants to build his game, but he doesn't have the codes on his own. He went to the Unity Connect website and posted a task, hey, can somebody write a script for this? Just a simple script for the behavior of his game, for the characters. Anthony, he was actually at that time his last year student, and he was a programmer. He picked it up, he saw it on the posting, someone is looking for a job. He's posting a job for a script. Anthony and Mark connected, and really simply, Mark wrote the script, delivered it, and got paid by Mark. Super simple, they're super happy. Now, another example is this. Hannah, who's a recruiter at Blizzard now, and you're going to see how the story continues, how everything gets connected. That's why Unite is important, we connect with everybody. Hannah was looking for a full-time programmer. It's not easy to find it. Well, what did she do? She posted a job opening. She wanted to post a job opening on Connect. She goes to Connect and then sees all the talent that's available. And that's where she found Anthony's profile. But the Anthony profile also shows a lot more. It shows his resume, his work he did, reviews from other people on that, thumbs up, thumbs down, advice from other people. And she was really impressed by his resume. Like, wow, that's really good. But also when she saw, they got connected, he got the interview. But one key element in that was this, that they were all three connected in there. And it gets even more interesting now, because through Anthony, she found Mark. Mark got hired. Mark didn't want to have a full-time job. He put in as a profile, part-time job. So she accepted that, and he got into Blizzard as a part-time programmer. And if you think about that, this is the power of Connect, because all three are connected and sharing their experiences. And basically it's word to mouth, advertising for each other. Now you might say, well, why would I need this? Well, if you think about it, in the past, I actually did a lot of contract work. But also I outsourced a lot of contract work. And how I did it? I went on the Unity forums. And the Unity forums are very powerful, but the problem is sometimes to get through that noise. And you don't know who it is. I wrote sometimes like, hey, $400, can somebody make this script? I waited, literally an hour I get a response, but who's this person? Do you know that person? Can that person really do it? On Connect, you can right away see on their profile who they are and who they connected with, where have they worked with before. You can validate everything. Connect is already live. Who has a profile already on Connect? Okay, 2 people. We need more people. You will see why. Okay, let's look at some of the data. There's more than 35,000 people already created a profile on Connect. They list their work they've done. They list their resumes. They list the projects they've worked on. They list the certification they have. So very fast you can find people. And that's where you can belong in that pool too. Already 12,000 projects are there listed. And it's really cool. You go on the website and you can look not just at the profile of the person, but just at artwork or scripts or game examples. What do you like and what are you looking for, the style you look for. Then you can click on there, and then from there find the profile of the creator and connect with that person. You can actually follow that person too. It's like a social media platform. But what really cool is, there's already more than 1,300 companies actually make a profile. Not as an individual, but as a company. And those companies, from there you can click and see right away their job openings. If you think about that, hey, NeoWist, Endorse, all those companies that easily can connect with that. Hey, companies that already there are very famous as hey, Dr. Panda, Zynga, all those companies have a profile there that you can find instantly. And this is actually a nice visualization. This visualization shows actually the connections that are being created of all the people connecting with projects, with following each other. And it's in there, and that thing that we realized the success. Connect is only since November available. So you see those numbers are staggering. When you look at it, it's only in a few months. But early on, that's what we discovered. Because we had one of our indie developers from SB Game Studios in San Francisco. They were looking for adding content to their asset store package. And they want to add some gems to it. They went on Connect. We were not even thinking about using Connect for a job, just for connecting people and finding talent. But he right away wrote on there, hey, can somebody help me with my asset store packages? 20 minutes later, he had a response. 24 hours later, Frederic, a 3D modeler, started to create that, and a week later, it was delivered. So that's where we saw the power of that. And a lot of companies jump on the wagon and express they want more. They want to be fully integrated with that. Now, anybody is working for school here, or an educator or a student? So the real cool thing is about that also schools can make their full own profile in there. So companies can go to the school profile and find from there all the students they have. It's easier to find students for a job then, but also for a school to help their students stand out and find a job. It makes it so much easier. There's some really important schools there. Laguna College of Art and Design. It's a school I used to teach at. So I really encourage you to join up for that. And I just want to show you here a little bit, like here, click, and go with PowerPoint. And this is actually the website. Okay, it's really simple. Okay, you can go to activity. And hello. Okay, so you can find your own profile there. You can actually see other people. Projects are interesting. Like, hey, I can click here, click, and then I can see the artwork, or the projects, the movie files, and follow that. Okay, let's see here, maybe a profile. Okay, we can click on here. What we see is a senior Unity developer already, based in Poland, and we can see some of his artwork he creates, or scripts and projects he creates. And then from there, you can connect with that person. But discover. Let's discover here. So you have a ton of projects here that you can scroll to. And then you say, okay, this is something I really like here. Click. And we can say, okay, wow, he's creating great artwork. That's something I want for my project. So I go to Chris. And I can follow Chris. I see his skill set about me. Then you can see his right away his resume. And then you can actually give a reference to that. So if that person has references, you see the connection and the reliability they have in that. Okay, but there's a lot more. Jobs. Click here. And what we can see is here like job postings. You can see all the jobs from Unity, but also from a lot of companies. Now here, for recruiters, they can find the right talent, connect with it, studios. We can post a job. Okay. What kind of post? A full-time, a task, part-time, all those things. So we can say here, okay, I want to post a job. You fill it in and you post it. Super simple. In a few seconds, you post the jobs that you're looking for and find the people very fast. They connect you on that. You can also post your projects there. Okay. And then you can actually connect and message between people there too. So all right in that central hub lays the success of enabling your projects and you finding a job. Okay, What I also want to say is very important is, and that's why we have Natalie here, we're very lucky to have her here, is that no matter what you do on tools and software and posts, you can find a job and get more effective by listening to Natalie.
Thank you, Carl. So best practices for recruiting. So you have your Connect profile created, but then what? What can you do to be found or to find the right talent? And I'll walk you through of employers, students, and also job seekers. So I'm going to focus mainly on employers, small studios. We have a lot of big companies that are signed up with us, but most of them have the resources to have a recruiter or an HR team. Smaller studios, it's typically going to be the founder or the developer actually doing the recruitment. So that's the tough part. You don't know what to do, who to find, and have a process. So you need to define your needs and not just what your haves are. And you need to define a strong recruitment process. So you need to put together a plan. What do you need? What skill sets are you looking for? Who's going to be involved in the interview process? What questions are going to be asked? And what exactly are you looking for? So once you have that down, then you want to be proactive as well. Most hires come through referrals. So you want to hire through your network and not use agencies or spend thousands of dollars on advertising. So you can either post on LinkedIn, you can go on GitHub, you can post, you can ask your friends, attend meetups, go to events like this. This is a perfect place to go find a job. Go up to a booth, ask them what they're working on, ask them if they're looking for jobs. And we're actually looking for people too, so we have a career booth outside. But you want to be proactive and get those referrals. And on top of that, there's the cultural fit. You're starting your new company, you want to make sure it's a good match. It's money that you're spending, and you want to make sure that you are spending money on the right person. So I'll talk a little bit more about what a culture match interview could look like. So first you identify your cultures and your values. What do you want in a person when you're hiring them? Also, have a discussion, not an interview. And there's so many different ways you can have discussions rather than doing an intense interview right away. You want to have small talk. Get to know them as a person on a real level. These are people that you're going to be spending countless hours with, working with, and having full trust. So you can either take them to grab a beer, go have lunch, dinner, go on a walk, do something fun, and you'll get to know someone at a completely different level. And once you've actually decided that both of you are interested in pursuing the opportunity, then that's when you can really evaluate their skill sets. So bring them into your office, or if you don't have an office, into your house, or wherever you're creating your business, and start interviewing on the skill sets and what you really need and the programming skills. You've finished the culture and you think they're a great fit, but are they going to be able to be valuable to your needs? So you hire someone, yay! It could be your first hire, but what's next? You need to make sure that the first 90 days are the best 90 days of their life, because in the first 90 days, a new hire will know if they want to be at that company long term or not. So you need to have a good onboarding plan, a good 30, 60, 90-day plan. The new hire needs to know what their goals are, what they're going to be working on, and what you want from them, their expectations. And engagement. Be engaged with them. Don't just hire them after a really stressful interview process and then just give them a laptop and tell them to work. You want to engage them and be involved and excite them and have them be excited to be part of the company. And that will keep them. So then for job seekers, so create your Connect profile if you haven't. I know some of you have done it, some of you haven't, so hopefully after this you'll make your profile. But create a Connect profile so you can be found. You'll be found either by recruiters or you'll be found by developers. Also, keep your LinkedIn profile up to date. Make sure that you have all of your skills on your LinkedIn profile. When we're recruiting, we are putting in specific keywords to find you. And if we're looking for someone who has Unity development, must have C#, C++, maybe Python, if you don't have that listed on your LinkedIn, we can't find you, and you're not gonna show up in the searches. So don't just make a profile and just say software developer at so-and-so company and leave it blank. You want to be active. And then also connect with recruiters. Don't be shy. Send them emails. Most of the time you can find a recruiter's email. Reach out to them directly and ask them if they have jobs or if there's anything available, or ask about a specific job. You might not hear back, but you typically will. A good recruiter always responds. And they'll either point you in the right direction, and if there's not a role at that business, then they might actually maybe move you. They might have a friend who's looking for a position that could be available. So be proactive. Use your network. As I said earlier, referrals are so important. So asking friends and going to meetups and events, you can meet people with the same interests as you, and they can connect you with other people who are looking to hire. And always be prepared for all your interviews. I do interviews every single day, and the phone calls are usually the most important of getting in. And I will have people who will apply for a position. I'll ask them, why are you interested in working at Unity? Why are you interested in this job? And sometimes their response is, oh, well, I saw the post on LinkedIn and it looked interesting, but I don't know anything about your company. That is a big red flag for me. It just sounds lazy. You didn't put effort into it. So do your research. See who's running the company. Do research on the role. Try to find out who the hiring manager is, and know what the company does. It shows that you're passionate and you're excited, and that will help you stand out. So next is students, and I know there's some students in the room. Raise your hand if you're a student, and raise your hand if you're looking for an internship. Yeah? Well, we've all been there. Finding an internship, especially for your first time, is scary. Sometimes you don't have any work experience, and you're not sure what to add to your CV. But there's so much you can add to it, and there's so many ways you can still stand out without having any work experience. So you want to be prepared, you want to stand out, and you want to always be developing your skills. And I'll walk you through how you can stand out. So create your resume. If you don't have any work experience, talk about projects you've worked on at school and go into detail about it. Talk about what you do outside of school and have a nice cover letter that goes with it, why you want to work at a specific company. And also, LinkedIn is a great place to also be found by recruiters as well. And make sure you have your GitHubs, if you have that profile up to date, add projects, and be active on them. You also want to build your network. If you have a career fair that you can attend, go to the career fair. Trust me, that's where most of our hires come from. We have a university program that's global. I would say 75% of all of our hires have come out of the university program. And that's with students who come and they're ready to sell themselves and they're gutsy, they have their resume in hand. They come over to either me, a recruiter, or they go to a developer and they have their sales pitch. They're explaining why they're interested in the company. They're explaining what projects they've worked on, where they've worked on, and why they want to work with us. And I know it can be scary to go pitch yourself, but you will stand out and your resume will be taken and they will remember you. You don't want to go to a career fair and just hand your resume over and walk away. That's not how you're going to be remembered. So be confident, have your pitch, and be ready to go. And always make sure that you're ready for interviews. Have your interview skills in perfect condition. And if you don't know what they're going to ask, you can go on the internet and ask top 100 questions asked in interviews and prep for that. You want to be 10 steps ahead for any questions asked, and you want to be able to be prepared. And sometimes with behavioral questions, sometimes it's just more talking about your individual projects. But make sure in the interview for a student, talk about what you've done on a project, what you did at a job. Don't use we, use I. That's so important for anyone to know what your skills are. And likely, if you're interviewing for a technical role, there'll be a technical test. So make sure that you have your skills and you're ready to be prepared to do a technical test. Dress for success. Don't go to an interview in the clothes you wore 2 days ago. So just dress nicely. You don't have to wear a suit or tie, but just dress nicely. It just shows that you put effort into it and you're ready to go and you're taking it seriously. You want to be there. And another thing that we offer is a certification program where you can get certified as a Unity developer. That shows that you put a lot of effort into it and you stand out as a game developer. If you can pass the test, you will stick out. Even if you don't have work experience, that is something really great you can add to your profile on LinkedIn, on Connect, or on GitHub. That you will be a lot higher than others. And that's all I have on best practices. Like I said earlier, we have a booth right outside at the entrance. So if you're interested in jobs with us, come talk to me, or I can give you advice on how to find jobs elsewhere. And use this event to find jobs. There's so many people and companies out there that can help you.
Okay. 감사합니다. Okay. I want to thank you for coming out here. But when you listen to the advice that Natalie says, put it in place. How many times when I have an interview for an evangelist coming to our team, and I can tell you we have a lot of people applying, but what they put on their resume doesn't interest me. They put, I worked in this company, this company, and this company. But they don't put their projects they worked on. What have you done? What did you do there? That's what I want to know. Did you program? Did you script? Did you do the VR? What did you contribute to make it successful? That is what I'm super interested in. But also what I really like is a link to your project. Where can I see the things you worked on? The link to YouTube, or even the build you can download. That's what I really. Also what I learned from Natalie is that the user groups. It's something I'm a big fan of, and that's where we find local talent. I'm going to give you an example. There's a studio in Toronto. 70% of the new hires I hired to the user group. The recruiter realized, wow, if I do a user group, they all come here. So every month, see, they do a user group at their company and they recruit. So think about the organic ways that you can use to build the connection and connect to, and connect with the people. And Natalie brought up, do your research on a company. When I applied my first job, when I came out as the game school, I applied to the Canadian Space Agency. And when I did my interview later on, I asked, why did you hire me? And the answer was, well, the only one who could talk about what we actually do. We're interested in the project. Who knew what the next project we're working on. So that's why we hired you. They didn't care about my technical skill apparently, but I cared about that I had the passion for it. And that's something we all look for. But my biggest advice is, sign up on Connect. 감사합니다.
Thank you.